Hi everyone, it's Wednesday the 23rd of March. This week we have Ghost Town as our challenge. We've also got Governor as the star hero, who isn't very useful as a leader for challenge. He doesn't have any buffs apart from getting more supplies at the end of the mission. And we've got non-heroes which start charged, so he's not even going to start charged for us, which means it's going to be pretty difficult to use him without using probably using quite a few tools. So for that reason, I'm not going to be using him very long. I'm going to hopefully try and have a bit of fun with this challenge using varied teams like we used to. I'm not really going to worry too much about my score. That's the plan anyway, so that'd be good. Also, I'd like to apologise for lack of videos and stuff last week and no commentary videos, but I've managed to get COVID, so I've not been feeling particularly well, which is why I didn't do much last week, and I probably won't do any again this week. Commentary videos, that is, and probably start doing videos a bit higher up in the challenge than I usually do. I just want to try and get it done. Yeah, sorry about that. But something else I can tell you, as always, is that we have the weekend event of Radioactive. So get down the beach life, and grind those radios away to your heart's content. If you don't know what I mean by that, in the season missions, season 7A7 is Tara's beach life. It's a quick, easy mission that you can run through without much thought. You don't have to kill anything. Doesn't take very long, and you've got a decent chance of getting radios, and only costs 1 fuel tank. So it's a good way to grind some radios. It's mind-numbingly dull, so best to have something on in the background, like a film or a TV program, and just do it whilst you're watching that. But it's one of my favourite events, even if it's not as good as it used to be. But yeah, it's a nice way to get some radios if you've got the time. Alongside this, we also will have 5-second building upgrades. So if you're leveling up, it's going to be a good weekend to do so. Especially with Governor being star hero, you can do some hard scavengers, and if you are taking them on challenge, you'll get some pretty nice rewards when you do actually complete those missions. So without further ado, let's go on to the maps. We've got Suburbia is the first one I'd like to talk about. Probably one of the harder maps on the set. Start with some walkers nearby, which you've got to deal with. And there's a box in the top left. Don't forget the box, because it's really annoying if you get the other two and forget that one. Kill what's there. He sometimes starts with a tank there as well, which is really tricky. And then when you get around the corner, there's another tank. There's 2 tanks on the map, so either one at the start or 2 on this side. The incoming comes from the right hand side, so you've got 2 by the box on the top, at the top, and the rest spawn in the end zone and along the bottom to the right of the car. One good thing about it is, when you get to this point, if you stand where Yumiko and Shane are, it's a spawn block. So you can spawn block those 2, and then all the walkers come from your right hand side, so you can build a wall, explode a wall. It is tricky still. The blue car also is flashing red, and when you open that, you'll have a walker spawn on the left and the right. You can spawn block the one on the left by standing 2 people there, and if you've built a wall up down on the bottom right, you can spawn block that one as well. So that's a pretty good way of doing it if you're taking range. Just remember, you need to get back up into this spawn block before the incoming, So it's a bit of timing of how to of when to open that car. Can take a little while. Best teams for this, Spy is pretty good. I did like taking Shane, but last time we did have charged hunters, which helped with the start a bit. I found Shane sped things up. Mercer will obviously speed things up as well, just by killing everything. So yeah, Smy's going to be probably your best bet if you're struggling on this map. You can keep the threat down, but it's not very long incoming. And you got a couple of tanks on there. But early on, that might be a decent way of doing it as well. Next map is Barbecue, which is a load of tanks. So no stunning. If you've got a bulldozer or Daryl's assault rifle, they're going to be best to have with Smy if you're taking them. Or any way of getting charged up, really. Mercer leading 2 shooters works quite well as well with 2 cripple weapons, or if you've got a new ensnare weapon, that might work quite well as well. With Mercer with a bulldozer to keep pushing them back. That was a fun way of doing it, I found last time. This team worked really well as well because of the extra piercing on the bulldozer meant you pushed a lot more often. Shane's fun to bunch them up and explode them. Used to be one of the harder maps, but it's not too bad nowadays. One thing to bear in mind is this walker in the top left. If you're using loud weapons, it does make it aware, and it can come down and get you. What you really want to be able to do is move, and then get it into a wandering state, and have it wander up and to the right. And then that, when you're pretty much sorted, if it does that, if it comes down to you, it gets a bit trickier. So cripple weapons, bulldozer, fire, those are the sort of things you want on this map. Next map is SWAT, which is one of the few maps where the starting spawn is always exactly the same, and it always looks like this. Quite a quick incoming, but if you can keep the threat down, brilliant. These 2 in the bottom lend themselves to being hit by a Morningstar. Or if you got Smy moving down, crippling the one closest, you got a chance to get charged up. Make your way over to the right. If you're taking melee, you want to keep the threat down and kill everything, which can be a bit difficult with these riots. So Rick's a good one for it. When you open up the far right container, it's flashing red. 4 riots will spawn, and they will spawn in the 5 spaces shown here. So 3 where the riots are, and where Beta and Rick are. So 4 out of those 5 spaces. You can spawn block as many of them as you want, as long as you let 1 spawn. If you spawn block all those spots, then you won't be able to finish the map, and you will have to flee. So always let 1 spawn. Then all you have to do is kill the ones that spawned. So if you've run to the right hand side, stunning on your way, and open it, you don't need to kill the starting riots if you don't want to. Just keep an eye on the ones that spawn and kill those. As soon as those are dead, the exit will light up and you get away and get out. So if you can spawn block it to only let 1 out, then you only have 1 to kill and you can get out. And that's the most efficient way of doing it. I'll show you. You can look at my previous playlist for a couple of different teams, and I'll try and do a couple of teams this time as well. Parking lot starts with a load of walkers right in front of you, normally within striking range. Horrible start. There's an incoming, which comes in on the finish line. It comes in all over, to be honest. You got to find 3 out of 5 cars, 6 cars, and 2 of the cars flash red. So when you open those, 2 walkers will spawn. The brown car in the middle, one spawns to the left, which can't normally reach you which can't reach you if you open that car from the right hand side. And the van on the right spawns two in front of it, in the free spaces in front of it. What can I say? Try and get charged up quick, if you can, or have warriors that can smash. It's not a nice start. Honestly, I can't remember how I often do this one. I usually use beta to herd, but having non-heroes start charged is going to be a bit of a pain. But I'll play around with it and put some videos up as soon as I can. I tend to work from the left-hand side, so opening the 3 cards on the left, hoping it's those. Open the one on the other one it doesn't have a spawn, and then if it's not, then working on the red ones. Next map is Main Road, which is a horrible start, and then a dash to the line usually. Always starts with these 4 like this. When you got, after the second turn, auto spawns on this side of the gate. 2 turns on the gate, and then on the right hand side, once it's open, got another 2 tanks and an auto spawns and incoming as well. It's not a very nice map. Gets very full very quick. You want to go as quickly as you can. Mercer getting the damage off that first tank on the left hand side really helps. Ezekiel leading this team on this might actually be not a bad shout. But yeah, just go quick and have a look at some videos, because it's hard to describe, but you want to move in, cripple them, and then run to the line. Stun the normal walkers with an assault. Smite should make it relatively easy for you. But as I say, have a look at some videos. I'll try and get some up. Sunday Traffic is a very long map where you got open cars as you make your way to the exit. It's fairly spread out. It's a good map for herding. And early on, really good for keeping the threat down, and makes it quite easy. Open them as you go, and the middle, there's a car under where it says Walker's Turn, which is a red flashing boot, and you'll spawn 1 Walker on the left and the right. You can spawn block one side but not the other, unless you got Walker's stun there for you. And then on the right hand side you have 2 riots that start here, and the white van on the right hand side has red flashing doors which spawns a tank. So you really don't want to have to open that, but if you do, try and have some way of stopping the tank, either pushing it back with a Morning Star, crippling it, or being able to kill it, or rooting it, that sort of thing. Probably my most fun. I love this map. It's really fun, really tactical, using melee, herding or prowling, keeping the threat down, making the walkers move where you want them to. Yeah, there's lots of different teams you can use on this. When you get to Nightmare, smile away, because 1 turn incomings don't really lend themselves to melee too much. Well, I think I did use melee pretty much the last round on it. But anyway, thanks very much for watching. Not my best commentary video, but I think I've got an excuse. Hope it helps a little bit anyway, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.